So how many times have you heard the phrase, communication is key? Well, it's true in the workplace and in personal relationships as well.
Yeah, but not everyone knows how to communicate properly, and sometimes your strategy kind of gets lost in translation. So Daphne Jones is the author of the new book, Win-Win. They Say You Won't. And she had to change her ways after getting some advice from a coworker. She joins us now. Daphne, thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much. Hello, everybody.
All right, so Daphne, why do you think that some people struggle with communicating in their personal as well as professional life?
I think there's at least two reasons, probably a ton of reasons. One is I think it's fear, and the second one is just not listening and having preconceived notions. So when you think about fear, people are afraid of being judged or found out that they're an imposter. And this fear prevents thoughts from freely flowing, and there's a battle going on in your mind that says, if I say this, they'll think I'm an idiot. If I say that, they'll think I'm not prepared. So I think one is fear. I think the second reason is that people just don't listen, and they have preconceived notions. And you don't want to be that person in a conversation that is not really listening, but is just really waiting for their turn to speak, because they're not connecting if that's how they are.
Well, why is it important to be a good communicator overall, whether it is business or personal?
Yeah, it's really, you want people to understand your intentions. They need to understand the results of what's going on with you. And when you do that, then people trust you more. It builds trust. It builds a connection at a deeper level within an organization or within a family or what have you. It keeps projects on track. Any kind of delays in a project cost money. And if you don't know how the project is doing, as an example, then you could be in trouble.
Yeah, I was thinking because we can't read minds yet, quite yet.
Exactly.
Or we probably don't.
There's artificial intelligence, but not that intelligent.
I don't know if we want to. So how did you actually learn to be a better communicator?
Well, it's still going on. They say when you're done learning, you're done. So I'm not done learning with that. But I watch. I'm a watcher, and I look at patterns, and I watch and mimic. Like when I'm getting ready to do a presentation, I'll go in front of the mirror and just see how I'm coming off, or I'll record myself. I also got great feedback, and I listen to it. It's one thing to get feedback. It's another thing to listen to it. So that's what I do, and I just keep watching and learning so that I can be better. And Sunday school program, Sunday school too. You have to do your Easter program and your Christmas stuff. So y'all remember.
With your speech.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's true that people who are constantly talking are trying to prove that they know everything? Do you think that's nervousness? What do you think that is?
I say yes and no. I think no, because they may not be aware. Some people just haven't been told. They haven't been given the feedback. And there's something called Johari's window that references the motion of a blind spot. There are things that people notice about you that you don't notice about yourself. And they haven't told you that you got spinach in your teeth or your slip is hanging down. And so that's a blind spot. So I think communications is an example of that. Yes, on the other hand, is because it shows imposter syndrome, which manifests itself in a number of ways. Like, I want people to know that I'm really deserving of being here, and I'm going to talk a lot, which is what I've done.
But you're supposed to. We're interviewing you.
We want you to.
Right. Okay. So people who have the bigger voice or louder, sometimes they think that equals power. Is that true? If not, why not?
Yeah, I think it is true, because they have positional power, they have political power, and they do have a bigger voice. But I don't believe that they can keep that just only having a voice. They have to have substance, and they have to have servant leadership, and they have to empower other people. And so, yes, they do have a bigger voice, but to whom much is given, much is required, and you have to give back to your people and not make them wallow in fear. So I think that's true.
Daphne, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing these tips. A lot of insight. It makes you think about it now. Like, how are you perceived? Am I talking too much? Am I not? I have a feeling my husband would be like, yes, you talk too much. All right. To see more of Daphne's...
learn how to wait.
Right.
Always learn how to wait.
To see more of Daphne's advice or to buy her new book, visit her website, daphnejones.com. You can also read a free chapter while you're there as well.